So I have right in front of me a list of 20 returning characters and a list of 10 new characters that I think would make for a good roster for the next Super Smash Bros. Game. Starting off with the basics, we have Mario. Obviously, you can't cut Mario, and I also think he is one of the characters who needs the least amount of changes. I think his moveset covers basically everything you need Mario to be pretty well. Luigi, obviously keep Luigi. I would say maybe make him more Luigi's Mansion inspired, but if he's still a little bit Mario-like, I don't see that being too much of a problem. Peach, I would bring back Peach and give her a Princess Peach Showtime type move set. I don't know how that affects Daisy as her Echo Fighter, but I don't really care because Princess Peach with a sword would be cool. Bowser, I think it would be really cool to give Bowser a moveset that, brings in some of his minions and sort of brings in his personality from the Mario games that doesn't really get seen in Smash. Because, in Smash he's sort of just big, scary monster. For Link, Zelda, and Ganondorf, I would like to see them continue the thing that they did in Ultimate, where each of the characters is from a different era of the Zelda series. And so maybe for Ganondorf, just make it be normal Ganon this time, like big pig guy Ganon. That could be cool. For Zelda, I think it would be cool to give her something based on Echoes of Wisdom, but that could, be a bit too close to my idea for Bowser. And for Link, just giving him Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild stuff, but just more of it, would be fun, and I would like it. Kirby and King Dedede could also basically stay the same, and I feel like they probably would. Samus could be reworked from the ground up, and I don't think anyone would really lose, sleep over it. Give her stuff from Dread, give her more stuff from, the Prime games, give her a fully new moveset. For Pokemon in the base roster, it's just Pikachu and Mewtwo. Pikachu because he's the mascot, and Mewtwo because I had to pick between Mewtwo and Charizard as popular Gen 1 Pokemon, and I didn't want to bring back Pokemon Trainer for reasons I'll get into later, so I picked Mewtwo. I'd like to keep Marth and Lucina because Marth is the series mascot and Lucina is Girl Marth, so it's not a difficult character to add. And I would also like to keep Robin, because Robin is the most unique Fire Emblem character. The Inklings have to stay. I would maybe give them an Octoling Echo Fighter. I don't really know that much about Splatoon, but that sounds cool. Donkey Kong. Fully reworked Donkey Kong. Another Bowser thing where just give him more of his own personality, maybe use the new model, give him, one of his big Bonanza transformations. Olimar, I bring Olimar back, give him new Pikmin. Pikmin's around to stay, it's a big Nintendo thing now. Olimar has to be there. Same with Isabelle. Isabelle is a fan-favorite character from a big Nintendo series. I think it makes more sense to have her than it does to have Villager. And you know what? Give her an Echo Fighter, make Tom Nook playable. I want to play as Tom Nook. And then Captain Falcon, because I can't imagine a Smash game without the Falcon Punch. And then for the last, returning character, technically characters, I would want to bring back the Mii Fighters, and maybe give them one or two new, classes based off of Miitopia. For new characters, I'd like to add Noah and Elma from Xenoblade Chronicles. Noah from Xenoblade Chronicles 3, Elma from Xenoblade Chronicles X, just because they weren't in Ultimate, and I don't feel like we need to bring back Shulk, Pyramithra, and add new Xenoblade characters. I think we could do with just two of them. For new Pokemon, because there's going to be new Pokemon, I have right here my reason for not including original Pokemon Trainer. I have Paldean Pokemon Trainer, which you could easily sub out for Gen 10 Pokemon Trainer. But for right now, it's Paldean Pokemon Trainer with Fuecoco, Quaxwell, and Meowscarada, mostly because Smash has never had a fully evolved grass starter be playable. I also have Hisuian Zoroark because I think that's a cool looking Pokemon. For my most weird and out there pitch for a character, I have Alear from Fire Emblem Engage. My idea for Alear is that at the start of the match, you would pick one character to quote unquote engage with, and once you filled up, I don't know, some engage meter, you would gain the special moves of one of the Fire Emblem characters that didn't return. So, you could pick from like Ike, Corrin, Roy, Byleth, you could pick their special moves, and Alear would have their own sort of weak special moves until they fill this meter up, and then they engage with that character and get their special moves. I think that would be really fun, and a cool way to like keep those movesets in for people who want them, but not have to have as many Fire Emblem characters on the roster. Another sort of replacement character, I would swap Wii Fit Trainer for Ring Fit Trainee, because, I don't know, Ring Fit Adventure is a fun little game that I don't think enough people really talked about, and I think that would be a fun little swap to make. For my two weird retro picks, I have Balloon Fighter from Balloon Fight and Stanley the Bugman from Donkey Kong 3. I think Balloon Fighter would be really funny, especially if we're cutting Villager. Just give them Villager up B. I don't know what else you would do with Balloon Fighter. Maybe do a Duck Hunt thing where it's like just a bunch of NES games put together. But I don't know. Yeah, that's my pitch for that one. And then Stanley the Bugman, I have no idea what you would do with Stanley the Bugman. But he just feels like a perfect weird retro pick, I think. And then for my last two characters, it's two more Mario characters, Pauline and Captain Toad, because Pauline is apparently a main Mario character now, and also a main Donkey Kong character. And Captain Toad is cool, and I like him. And I've wanted Toad in Smash for a long time. I'm one of those freaks. And I don't know, I just would love to see Captain Toad. That's all I have for today. I'm gonna go back to being sick. I have like half of a script for a real video finished. Hopefully I'll have that one out next week. Bye-bye.